Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erin and today I've got another review of a new eyeshadow palette from the drugstore. So this time, if you haven't watched my last video, it was on the Maybelline 24 karat Nudes palette. And today I'm going to be talking about the Magnif'eyes eyeshadow palette from Rimmel London. And I picked up number 2, London's Nude Calling. And in the palette you get 12 shadows. And in this one, they're all kind of different variations. You've got some pinks and some more coppery tones. And then you've also got a couple with some kind of a purple undertone to it. These are brand new at the drugstore. They actually released 3 different palettes. There's one that's kind of more of a nudes, kind of a variety. It does contain several of the shadows that are in this palette. So I think if you purchase that one, you probably don't necessarily need to purchase both of them unless you just would want it. And then the third one is Grunge Glamour, and it's kind of more of a smoky, darker palette. It's got some deeper blacks and grays and some navies and some deeper purple tones in it, where this one the undertones are kind of pinky. The one thing I will say about this palette, I really wish that it had more matte shades in it. Like I said, you get 12 shadows, but the only matte shade that is in this palette is this one right here, and it's a great matte color for all over the lid. It's kind of a beigey nude color, so it's really good to set your eyeshadow primer with. But that's the only matte shade that's in here, so it makes it a little difficult to not to be able to use just this palette alone. I think I'm a mid-tone matte color that you could kind of use into the crease if you didn't, because there's a very wide variety and actually a whole lot lighter shades than there are deeper ones. And so I think having that other matte shade would really help pull certain daytime eye looks together. But overall, I think the palette is really great. I got mine at Walgreens and they were $7.99. So, and that's about the cheapest that you'll find an eyeshadow palette at the drugstore. Like I said earlier, I recently reviewed the new one from Maybelline, and that one was $9.99. And so, like I said, I just really like this one. For the most part, all of the shadows are pretty good, but again, I think for the price, it really is a good deal. Even if you do have to end up bringing a couple shadows from other palettes, you know, for what you're getting and for the price that you're getting it for, I think it's a really great deal. But I'm going to do some swatches so you can kind of see what the shadows look like. And the first shade in the palette, this one right here, it is kind of a white shimmer shade. And some of these they don't swatch as well. But when you get them on your eyes, they tend to look a little bit better. Okay, you can kind of see it there. My hand. The next shade is kind of a light, kind of pinky champagne kind of color. It's another shimmer shade. And this one's almost got, it's definitely has pink, but also has a little hint of kind of peach tones to it as well. You can kind of see them there next to each other, kind of catching the light. The next one is what I would consider more of a light pink, kind of a baby pink shimmer. It is definitely more pinky white than the previous one, where it kind of had a little bit of a peachy undertone. This one is kind of true, kind of light pink. The next one, I'm going to go ahead and swatch it, but it's that matte kind of nude color. so it's not really going to show up because it's basically the same color as my skin, but we'll put it on there just so you can kind of see. And that's it right there. This next one, it is kind of a peachy toned shimmer. And where that one earlier where I said that had kind of some peachy tones to it, it was kind of pink with peach. This is, I think, kind of definitely more just a peachy one, and you can kind of see it there. It doesn't show up as well. The next one is kind of a medium toned, almost kind of dusty rose color. And I really like this, kind of that rosy gold shade right there. Okay, the next one is kind of a deeper rose gold, almost kind of a light copper shade. And you can see that one right there. You can kind of see that one's got a little bit more of the copper brown in it, and then that one right next to it has got a little bit more of the pink tones. And then this next one is kind of a grayish purple kind of taupey color shimmer, and it is a really pretty color. It's probably my kind of my second favorite color in the palette. So you can see that one's kind of got some of the purple undertones. That one's a little bit more copper. That one's kind of got that rosy pink tone. And then that was kind of that really light kind of peachy shimmer tone. Now let's get to the last four shadows in the palette. The first one is kind of a taupey gray color. It's kind of one step down from that last one, the kind of the purpley one. It's got a little bit of those tones in it, but it's a little bit more gray than it is gray and brown than it is purple. But it's a beautiful shade, and it goes on. And a lot of the shimmer shades in the palette are very buttery and smooth. They're not powdery, kind of just to the touch. Okay, these next two shades are the two that I think are kind of the duds in the palette. They're not true matte shades. They've got a little bit of glitter in them, but they're just they're definitely more dry and kind of go on a little patchy, which you can kind of see in the swatches. And this one's kind of like a deep color, and it's got almost a little bit of a kind of a plum to it, but you can kind of just see in the swatch that it's just not the best quality compared to some of the other shadows in the palette. And then this next one is kind of, I guess, what's almost supposed to be like the dark black in the palette. It's still kind of got a little bit of purple undertone, but it's darker than the other one. And again, you can kind of see both of those shades. They're not true matte shades, and when you swatch them, and even as they go on the eyes, you just have to really work and make sure you get them blended out well, that they're going to work. And then this last color is another one favorite of mine in the palette, and it's kind of like this deep kind of coppery brown color. And then there is that last shade right there. So you can kind of see the difference between the two shimmer shades that I swatched and then these two here that are in the middle that are just a little bit more patchy than the other ones. But overall, I think that this is a great palette, and I would definitely recommend it. If you are looking for a new palette from the drugstore, I would give these a look. Like I said, they're only $7.99, and to get the shadows that you get into it, I think it's a really great deal. So if you're looking for something and you're wanting to create some really pretty eye looks with some of these shimmer shades, I think you'll be able to get that no problem. And like I said, and these dark shades, you can use them. You just have to really work with them and kind of be careful how much product you get on your brush. Just kind of build it up over time as you go. And I think you will be fine with that. So hope you like this review and swatches. If you do, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up, or you can subscribe to my channels to see more videos. And hopefully this coming week I'll probably get up a tutorial with an eye look that I did using this palette. It's also what I've got on my eyes today. You can kind of see what it looks like. So I hope you all are having a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.